felt that sort of nagging sense of unease, maybe a subtle current of anxiety or just feeling kind of stuck, even when things look okay on the surface?
Yeah, when everything seems abundant even.
Exactly. And why does conflict still find its way into relationships, or why do some challenges just feel like you can't get past them?
Hmm.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into this really fascinating concept called the life of intelligence. It comes from Abhi Duggal of the School of Breath.
And what's interesting about his approach, it's not just philosophy, is it?
No, not at all. It's presented as something really practical, almost scientific even, a pathway to unlock your highest potential.
Right. And the source material suggests that a lot of our day-to-day struggles, everything from issues in marriage, difficult relationships, anxiety, even physical problems,
Uh-huh.
they might actually stem from a deeper internal disconnect. It talks about operating from these lower energetic states or kind of being caught up in illusions.
Illusions, right.
And conflict really, in all its forms, is seen as the inevitable result of being in those states.
So, okay, let's unpack this. We're going to explore 6 essential keys that, when you cultivate them, can apparently lead you into this life of intelligence.
It was good. Where do we start?
Okay, key 1. This is the starting point. Transcending the life of insecurity and ignorance.
Right.
It's about recognizing that insecurity isn't really about what you lack on the outside. It's rooted in ignorance. It's a lack of self-awareness, operating from misperceptions about yourself, about the world. That's where the insecurity comes from.
Which kind of explains why you see people who have, incredible wealth, but they're still consumed by fear.
Totally. The source mentions millionaires worried sick about losing jobs, savings, or getting old medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
It just hammers home that this insecurity, it's not tied to external stuff. It's a state of mind, isn't it? Deeply internal.
Absolutely. Independent of what's happening outside.
And this life of insecurity, it's not just a vague feeling. It comes with these specific lower energetic states.
Like what specifically?
Things like guilt, shame, self-doubt, heaps of self-criticism, comparison, hatred, fear.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah. They're described as these dense, energetic clouds that can really grip your system. They define your whole vibrational state, your inner vibe, and can even impact your physical health, like carrying around a heavy fog.
That makes sense.
Think about social media comparison. It's everywhere. Someone posts their perfect life, gets 100 likes, and suddenly you're feeling inadequate, right?
Oh, yeah. Am I not good enough? That whole spiral.
Exactly. It leads straight to self-criticism, self-doubt. It reminds me of that story about the lady who cooked a dish, posted this amazing picture, got 150 likes, but then her husband tastes the actual food and says, "There's no salt."
Chuckles slightly. Yeah.
And she was confused because she was caught in this fictitious perception. The likes weren't reality.
The perception versus the actual taste.
Exactly. So the insight is fear often isn't in the thing itself, but in how we perceive it. Awareness changes everything.
It's just like that analogy, the rope and the serpent in the dark room. You see something coiled up.
Yeah.
Fear grabs you instantly, but then you turn on the light of awareness, and oh, it's just a rope.
And the fear just vanishes. Poof.
Instantly. Because the fear wasn't in the rope or the dark. It was purely in the ignorance, the misperception.
So how does breathing fit into this first key? Conscious breathing.
Well, think about it. When those low-frequency emotions pop up, fear, guilt, whatever, your breath gets shallow, tight, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So the practice is simple, but powerful. Consciously take a few slow, deep breaths. Really focus on extending the exhale.
Okay, extending the exhale.
Yeah. That creates a pause, a space. It's like flicking on that little light. It lets you observe that whole thought-emotion cloud without getting totally sucked in.
So you can see it, but not be it.
Exactly. That awareness, just observing it, that's the first step out of the ignorance.
Okay, that makes sense. So once we've started recognizing that insecurity, that ignorance, and using the breath for awareness, what's next?
Well, that leads us naturally into key 2.
Which is cultivating a learning attitude, becoming a disciple.
Right. And this is framed as the crucial transition point out of that insecurity.
But not a disciple of like a guru necessarily.
No, not necessarily a person. More like becoming a disciple of life itself. It means developing this deep willingness to learn, to change, to actually grow.
A receptiveness.
Exactly. Abhi Duggal talks about his own journey, meeting his masters. He realized they had answers he didn't, and that sparked this deep faith in him and this profound willingness to learn.
It highlights that it's less about following someone blindly and more about being open, right?
Precisely. It's about that receptivity.
Because the source uses that analogy, trying to fill a cup that's already full.
Or upside down.
Right. Yeah, or upside down. If you're not open, if you think you know it all, nothing new can get in. You need that learning attitude for any real change.
It's fundamental.
And the breath helps here too, doesn't it? How did that work for cultivating openness?
Well, an open mind, a receptive heart, they need calm. And calm comes with the breath.
So practically.
Before you start learning something new, or maybe if you feel yourself resisting an idea, just take a few calming breaths. Inhale really deeply, let your chest expand. Think about like opening your heart.
Okay.
And then exhale fully. Consciously let go of any mental stiffness or rigidity you might feel. It literally prepares your whole system to take in new insights.
Preparing the ground, so to speak.
You got it.
Okay, so we're aware, we're willing to learn. What's the next layer?
This leads into the deeper work. Key
Right.
3, embracing pattern recognition and repatterning.
Right. Because once you have that disciple's mindset, you start asking different questions, don't you?
Exactly. Profound questions start coming up, like, what am I actually doing? How did my day go? Did I learn anything? Is my life getting better?
Or even, why do I feel insecure? Why do I get jealous? Those kinds of searching questions.
Yes,
Yeah.
and those questions naturally lead you towards contemplation, looking inward, introspection.
And that's where you start seeing the patterns.
There you go. You begin to notice the recurring behaviors, the thoughts that keep looping, the emotional responses that just play out again and again. And the source calls this moment becoming aware of your unawareness, the beginning of true discipline.
Seeing the threads.
Yeah. Connecting the dots between how you feel now and how you've reacted in the past.
But that can be uncomfortable, right? Seeing your own patterns laid bare.
Oh, definitely. It's compared to shining a really bright light into a room you thought was tidy, and suddenly you see all the dust, the clutter.
Uh-oh.
You might have that moment of, oh, wow, is that really me?
A bit of spiritual misery, perhaps?
That's the term used, yeah. But it's presented as necessary.
Yeah.
A catalyst. Often it's only when we hit real trouble that we get truly motivated to learn and make fundamental changes.
So for someone in that messy room moment, seeing the patterns, feeling maybe a bit overwhelmed, what's the practical step then?
The source really stresses dedicating time. Time specifically for learning, for contemplation, introspection, meditation.
Okay. Carving out that space.
Yes, it's through that consistent practice that you can really dig up those non-functional patterns. And then, crucially, you consciously start the work of repatterning.
So it's not just seeing them, it's actively changing them.
Exactly. Rewriting those internal scripts, it's an active process.
And I guess the breath helps keep you steady during that potentially uncomfortable process.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
When you start seeing negative patterns or facing truths about yourself that are hard to swallow, your body naturally tenses up.
Fight or flight kicks in a bit.
Yeah, could be. So the practice here is deep diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing.
Okay.
That engages your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. It helps you stay calm, stay centered, even when looking at uncomfortable stuff.
And the exhale.
As you exhale, you can actually visualize releasing those old, unhelpful patterns, like literally breathing them out to make space for new, healthier ones to form.
Making space. I like that. Okay, so we're recognizing patterns, starting to re-pattern. Where does that lead?
Well, with those internal shifts starting to happen, the focus naturally turns outwards a bit to key 4, nurturing healthy relationships.
Ah, relationships. This feels huge. And often overlooked when we talk about personal growth, Abhi.
Totally. But it's presented as incredibly vital.
Yeah.
There's so much research, global studies, showing a direct link between having healthy, loving relationships and living longer, being happier, just better overall well-being.
It's foundational, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And conversely, the source is pretty stark about how non-functional, abusive, or toxic relationships are a root cause for a lot of diseases.
Wow.
And they significantly lower your energetic frequency. Think of it like a constant drain on your system. It's not just emotional wear and tear. It hits your physical health, too.
There's that example in the source, isn't there, about the mother and son?
Yes, the mother holding deep resentment towards her son. And that internal state, that deeply held negative emotion, actually manifesting as physical illness.
It's a powerful illustration of how inner conflict, especially in relationships, isn't just in your head.
Not at all. These low-frequency emotions create this sort of energetic cloud, the source suggests, which can lower immunity, making you more vulnerable.
So it really comes back to that core idea. People who are happy, healthy, enjoy life, have better relationships. They just live longer, happier lives.
It's backed up scientifically, yeah. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, how many physical issues, how many mental health struggles might actually be rooted in this low energetic frequency that's fueled by unresolved relationship stuff, even just simmering resentment.
Yeah, definitely food for thought. So, how does breathwork apply specifically to relationships when things get tense?
Well, notice your breath during conflict,
Yeah.
or even when you're just thinking about someone you resent. It almost always gets shallow, quick, tight.
Yeah, sure.
So the practice is conscious, slow, long, deep breaths. Do it during interactions if you can, or afterwards when you're reflecting.
To stay centered.
Exactly. It helps you stay centered, stops you from just reacting impulsively. It allows you to approach the situation from a higher energetic state, a calmer place. And when your own energy frequency rises, maybe you feel more love or compassion in your heart. That naturally fosters healthier connection. It opens the door for healing.
Approaching it differently because you're different in that moment.
Precisely.
Okay. So, as we work on ourselves, our patterns, our relationships, our energy starts to shift. What happens then?
That leads us to a really beautiful stage. Key 5, embracing love and joy, or as Abhi Duggal calls it, rising in love.
Rising in love, not falling in love. I like that distinction.
Yeah, it's significant. As you do the work of the previous keys, your energetic frequency naturally starts to rise. And when it reaches a certain point, something profound happens. Love just emerges from within.
An internal state not dependent on someone else.
Exactly. It's an unconditional state of being. It's rising up into a higher state of consciousness within yourself.
And the source says the world actually looks different then.
It does. It says the grass looks greener, roses seem rosier. You start experiencing this deep, unconditional love that isn't tied to external events or people. It just is.
That sounds incredible. And it's linked to healing, too.
Massively. This state of love, this high frequency, is called the greatest healing force on the planet. When you genuinely experience this love in your heart, the source suggests tremendous healing can happen, even spontaneous remission of diseases.
Really? Spontaneous remission?
Yeah. They mentioned doctors like Deepak Chopra, who've apparently recorded cases like this, where addressing the root causes, often relationship issues,
Yeah.
and raising the person's energetic state led to remarkable physical healing.
That's profound. But we talk about rising in love, but for many people, actually feeling that unconditional love feels, well, difficult. Blocked, maybe. Does the source address how to get past those blocks?
It implies that the pathway is the preceding keys. As you really work on transcending insecurity, cultivating that learning attitude, recognizing and changing patterns, nurturing your relationships, those actions themselves naturally clear the blocks.
Ah, so it's the result of the work, not something you force.
Exactly. Love emerges as the pathway clears, and it doesn't stop there. As the frequency keeps rising, you move beyond even love into a state of pure joy. Pure joy. Insecurity just vanishes at this point. Joy becomes the main driver, the motivation. The whole journey of growth stops feeling like a struggle and becomes this source of immense enjoyment. You're pulled forward by the positive results, not pushed by misery.
That's a huge shift. So the breath practice for love and joy, it must feel different.
It's all about expansion. Love and joy are expansive states, right? So your breath naturally reflects that, becomes open, full. So the practice is to consciously enhance that. When you feel moments of love or joy, consciously deepen and expand your breath. Really feel it filling your whole torso.
Okay.
And as you breathe, you can visualize that love, that joy just radiating outwards from your heart space. It reinforces and amplifies those amazing high-frequency states.
Feeling it and breathing it. Okay, so where does this all lead? What's the culmination?
This brings us to the final key, key 6. Experiencing unbounded awareness and freedom.
Unbounded awareness, freedom. That sounds like the ultimate goal.
It's described as the fullest expression of this life of intelligence. It's a state of profound freedom, enlightenment, essentially.
And what's the core realization in that state?
The deep experiential knowing that you are not just this body or this mind or your thoughts or even those patterns you've worked on.
So what are you?
You realize you are the eternal awareness, pure consciousness, the part of you that observes everything that cannot die. It's called the secret of immortality and described as our birthright, actually. The quiet witness behind it all, always whole, always complete.
And life feels different then, less rigid.
Completely. It becomes free-flowing. You're not bound by strict dogmas, routines, all the shoulds and shouldn'ts anymore. Your energy, which might have been stuck in old patterns,
Yeah.
now it just moves freely through your whole being.
Uh-huh.
This is linked to the idea of Kundalini awakening.
Uh,
Not necessarily in a dramatic, mystical way, but your life energy, maybe dormant or blocked before, is now flowing fully, powerfully, unlocking your potential.
so energy flowing, full awareness. What's the outcome of that in the world?
Well, the idea is when your energy is flowing freely and you're living from that place of full awareness, whatever happens through you is considered auspicious. Good. Because there's no conflict inside you anymore.
Right.
And therefore, there's no conflict projected onto your relationships or the world you perceive. The Source basically says the war ends, both the inner war and the reflection of it in your reality.
Wow. The war ends. And the breath for this final state, it must be effortless.
Exactly. Effortless, expansive breath is the hallmark. So the practice here isn't really controlling it anymore. It's simply observing the breath.
Just watching it.
Yeah. Witnessing its natural rhythm, the inhale, the exhale, those little pauses in between. That pure observation aligns you with the boundless, free-flowing nature of your true self. Energy moves without restriction. It's the breath reflecting ultimate freedom.
It's quite a journey through those 6 keys, from insecurity to unbounded freedom.
It really is.
So we've covered a lot today, exploring what Abhi Duggal calls the life of intelligence. And the message seems to be that it's not some far-off dream.
Not at all. The Source is clear. These doors to a higher way of being, they're open right now, available to all of us.
So what's the first step, really? The call to action.
It starts with looking within,
Mm.
introspection,
Mm.
having the courage first to become aware of your unawareness.
Seeing the patterns.
Yes. And really putting energy into working on your relationships because they are such a direct mirror of what's going on inside.
That makes sense. Relationships as the mirror. And Abhi Duggal has that lovely phrase, doesn't he, about increasing your energetic frequency being your passport.
And he also talks about the company you keep, being around masters who embody this life of intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
He says their vibrations, their very essence, can kind of rub off on you. Like if you hang out with people who drink wine, you might start drinking wine. If you hang out with people who drink the divine.
You get intoxicated with divine awareness.
Exactly. Their state becomes accessible.
Beautiful. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening to ponder on.
Well, building on that idea of the inner mirroring the outer, if our outer world really does reflect our inner state, what's subtle shift in your own inner awareness, maybe starting today, might create a truly profound and lasting peace in the world around you.